The biggest technology problems that we faced here had to do with the reliability of the equipment in the network. And it got to a point where teachers were not doing projects that related to technology just because we didn't know what was going to be working from day to day. The computers took a really long time to load, sometimes an entire class period to load, which is a complete and utter waste of time. The network would go down on days when students had to do internet research, which would make it impossible to move forward with an activity. And so a lot of teachers who maybe didn't have to rely on technology just wouldn't, and they would just do old school paper and pencil projects and assignments in lieu of actually getting the kids engaged with technology. The most significant change from 2-3 years ago was the purchase of the Chromebooks, because the biggest issue that I had was with our old Acer laptops that were taking half an hour to 45 minutes to log on. That makes it impossible for me to accomplish any kind of essay writing on a computer.
So we would have this lesson plan, and our classes are 45 minutes long, so we'd have a 30 or 35 minute lesson plan, but then either we couldn't find the technology to use in order to implement that lesson, or it would take so much time to access the network and to get to where we needed to be in the with the software that it just didn't really work. So I think that was one of the biggest difficulties at that time. I think we have a lot of teachers who really value the use of technology in the classroom, and I think that up until really the last year or so, part of the reason that technology wasn't implemented more fluidly throughout the whole district is because, again, going back to that idea of access. I mean, I can plan a really great technology-based lesson, but if I don't have the technology, I can't do that. And so I think that as a teacher, you always come into something with a backup plan, right? And so you're saying like, okay, if I have this material, I'll do these things, but if I don't, I'll do these things. But after a certain amount of time, if you're always going to your backup plan, you're not going to continue to try to implement technology in the same way if it's not going to work. So I think that moving forward, continuing to have access to that technology will really allow us as teachers to rely upon it in a way that we weren't really able to in the past.